Hare Krishna, thank you all again for joining us for Balarama Purnima. You can now all turn and face this, the Vyasa-san, the big seat there, and we'll have a talk now from Balaram Das Brahmachari Prabhu. In case anyone here does not know, Purnima is a name referring to the full moon day. And so Balaram Purnima is the full moon day which marks the birthday, or more accurately we could say the appearance day, of Balaram. And Balaram is the brother of Krishna. And so here we have one brahmachari named Balaram Das Brahmachari. So he will speak on Balaram, Lord Balaram tonight. Hare Krishna.
Mogali, can you play the mridanga? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Kunja Bihari. Thank you. So today is we're celebrating the wonderful appearance of Lord Balaram. So I thought we could read a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 7, Science of God, Chapter 15, Instructions for Civilized Human Beings. I guess there's instructions for uncivilized human beings too. This is instructions for civilized human beings, text 45. So if everybody could please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All right. Yavan Nikaya Ratam Atma Vishopakopam Date Grihishta Charanachara Nayan Nishatam Gyanasim Achuta Balo Dadad Asta Shatru Swananda Tushta Upashanta Idam Vijahayat. Okay, translation. In purport, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. As long as one has to accept a material body with its different parts and paraphernalia, which are not fully under one's control, one must have the lotus feet of his superiors, namely his spiritual master and the spiritual master's predecessors. By their mercy, one can sharpen the sword of knowledge, and with the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's mercy, one must then conquer the enemies mentioned above. In this way, the devotee should be able to merge into his own transcendental bliss, and then he may give up his body and resume his spiritual identity. So what are the enemies mentioned above? Does anyone remember? The enemies are, we'll just briefly go over. Attachment, hostility, greed, lamentation, illusion, fear, madness, false prestige, insults, fault finding, deception, envy, intolerance, passion, bewilderment, hunger, and sleep. All of these are enemies. Yeah. Okay, purport. In Bhagavad Gita 4.9, the Lord says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vitatattvataha tvakta deham punarjanma naitimam iti sarjana. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. This is the highest perfection of life, and the human body is meant for this purpose. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:2017, Nirdeham Adyam Sulabham Sudurlabham, that this human form of body is a most valuable boat. and the spiritual master is the captain, to guide the boat in plying across the ocean of nescience, ignorance. The instruction of Krishna is a favorable breeze. One must use all these facilities to cross over the ocean of nescience. Since the spiritual master is the captain, one must serve the spiritual master very sincerely, so that by his mercy one will be able to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. A significant word here is achyuta balaha. The spiritual master is certainly very merciful to his disciples, and consequently, by satisfying him, a devotee gets strength from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says, Guru Krishna prasade pai bhakti lata bij. One must first serve the spiritual master, and then one automatically pleases Krishna and gets the strength with which to cross the ocean of nescience. So before we continue, I'll just offer prayers to my spiritual masters. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukham Karitivachalam Pangam Langai Tegirim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinitarinam Vancha Kaptirubhischa Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So there's some different, there's many ideas floating around in the religious world, and one idea is that one can themselves be connected to God without any medium. There's no priest in the picture, there's no guru, there's no teacher to connect one. One could have a direct connection. So what we've just read here, Srila Prabhupada's talking about the spiritual master. And the spiritual master is one who connects the disciple to Krishna through the process of initiation. So we, the members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or the followers of Srila Prabhupada, or followers of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, we're against this idea. We don't accept this idea that one could become connected to God directly. But the idea is that we need a medium, someone who is close to God or close to Krishna to connect us. Just like in the mundane sense. We're not going to get into politics here, don't worry. But if you want to meet an important person, Srila Prabhupada gave the example of the President of the United States. If you want to meet him, then, it's not so easy to meet the President of the United States, but if we know someone who's close to the President of the United States, they can make that possible. So similarly, the idea is that if we know someone, or if we can find somebody who's very close to Krishna, then they can connect us. All right, so we'll continue the purport. The perfection of knowledge is certainly to become transcendently situated. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. One who is transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed toward all living entities. In that state, he attains pure devotional service. And then Srila Prabhupada quotes Bhaktya Mam Vijanati, that if we want to understand Krishna, then Krishna is understood by devotional service. As Srila Prabhupada's guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would say, don't try to understand Krishna with the measuring stick of your intellect. You have to approach Krishna with devotion. We have to approach Krishna with devotion. Unless one has attained the stage of devotional service and the mercy of the spiritual master in Krishna, there is no possibility that there is a possibility that one may fall down and again accept a material body. Therefore, Krishna stresses in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Karma Chame Divyam. The word tattvataha meaning in reality is very important. Unless one understands Krishna in truth by the mercy of the spiritual master, one is not free to give up his material body and enter the spiritual world. Significant in this verse are the words Gyanasim Achyuta Balaha. Gyanasim, the sword of knowledge, is given by Krishna, and when one serves the Guru and Krishna in order to hold the sword of Krishna's instructions, Balaram gives one strength. Balaram is Nityananda. Vrajendra Nandana Ye, Shachi Sutta Hoilo Se, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. This Balaram, comes with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and both of them are so merciful that in this age of Kali, one may very, very easily take shelter of their lotus feet. So yeah, Krishna, he comes every so often to do what? What is it? Reestablish Dharma, yes. And what else does he do? Protect the devotees, annihilate the demons, yes. Anything else he does? What? Okay, fulfill desires of devotees, that's true. Yeah, those are the main points mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. He comes to reestablish religion, and he comes to protect the devotees and annihilate the miscreants. So Krishna soon will be celebrating Janmashtami in about a week. Everybody's invited. Starts at 5:30 here. We'll go till 1 a.m. at least. But Krishna comes, and he also comes with his associates. Again, just like an important person, they don't come alone, but they'll have a big group of associates with them. So Krishna comes, and he also descends with, he also comes with Balaram, his brother, his older brother. And as Srila Prabhupada's mentioned in the purport here, that that not only do they appear once together, but they appear many times together. So Krishna and Balaram came around 5,000 years ago, and around just about 500 years ago, a little more, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and Lord Nityananda came, Krishna Balaram. And this is what Srila Prabhupada's saying here. He's quoting a verse from Narottam Das Thakur. Vrajendra Nandana Ye Shachi Sutta Hoilo Se Balaram Hoilo Nitai. So Balaram became Nitai, Lord Nityananda. So if we see on the altar here, on the far right, we have Krishna in the form of Jagannath, Balaram, Baladev, and Subhadra. So Krishna, Balaram are there. And then on the left, we have, very far left on the altar, we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the right, and we have Lord Nityananda on the left. So Krishna comes again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Balaram comes again as Lord Nityananda. And what do they come to do? Balaram comes with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and both of them are so merciful that in this age of Kali one may very easily take shelter of their lotus feet. They come especially to deliver the fallen souls of this age. Papi tapi yati chilo harinama udarilo. So Krishna and Balaram, they came and they would actually, literally annihilate different demons. Balaram would take care of Dhenukasura and others, Pralambasura, so many other demons in Vrindavan. But when they come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, they don't annihilate the demons as they usually do in other forms. But they have a different method. which we'll get into in a minute. All right, we'll finish the purport. Their weapon is Sankirtan, Harinam. Thus one should accept the sword of knowledge from Krishna and be strong with the mercy of Balaram. We are therefore worshipping Krishna, Balaram, and Vrindavan. In the Mundaka Upanishad it is said, Nayam Atma Bala Hinena Labdyo. One cannot attain the goal of life without the mercy of Balaram. Sri Narottam Das Thakur therefore says, Nitaya Karuna Habe Vrajarada Krishna Pabe. When one receives the mercy of Balaram, Nityananda, one can attain the lotus feet of Radha Krishna very easily. And he continues, Say Sambandha Nahi Yar, Britta Janma Gelatar. If one has no connection with Nitai Balaram, then even though one is a very learned scholar or jnani or has taken birth in a very respectable family, these assets will not help him. We must therefore conquer the enemies of Krishna consciousness with the strength received from Balaram. So their weapon, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, their weapon is this Harinam, this chanting of the holy names of Krishna. That's their weapon. In other forms, Krishna has other weapons. So one of the main examples we see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes is the example of Lord Nityananda having mercy on Jagai and Madai. Now sometimes we read about Jagai and Madai, hear about Jagai and Madai. They were drunkards, they were womanizers, they were criminals. And sometimes people think, oh, it doesn't sound so bad. I mean, it sounds like my uncle, or sounds like my father, or sounds like the Pacific people in Pacific Beach. True. So people aren't so impressed by their criminal activities. They're like, okay, well, you could. But they were born in a good family, a Brahminical family, clean, learned, having all good qualities, in a very aristocratic family. But due to bad association, they became criminals. And everyone was in complete anxiety. Everyone was in complete fear of these two brothers. The original names were Jaganananda and Madhavananda, but they became Jagai and Madai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda that you should go around Navadvip and you should preach, and you should tell people, worship Krishna, follow his instructions. What else? Chant his name. Okay. Referee, Dravida Prabhu over there. Chant his name. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koto Krishna, Shika. So chant his name, follow his instructions, give his instructions to others, worship him. So when they saw these two brothers, they were thinking, if we're able to convince these two brothers to become devotees, if we're able to transform these two brothers, then this will be to the glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they approached them, these two brothers, Jagai and Madai, and they instructed them, chant, worship Krishna, follow his instructions. And do you think Jagai and Madai were happy to hear that? Did they say, thank you very much for your instructions? Did they offer them obeisances and, you're right, we should give up our criminal ways? They actually were extremely angry. They, like if you give a snake, what's the example? You give a snake milk and becomes more poisonous. So if you give an envious person good instructions, they become angry. So they became very angry. And they actually started to chase Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda to try to hurt them. And so they were running. So eventually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the news of them trying to deliver Jagai and Madai. And they tried again. They tried again soon after. And at that particular point, when Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda were trying to convince these two brothers to worship Krishna, chant his name, and follow his instructions, Madai became enraged, and he grabbed a shard. Okay, he grabbed a shard of a part of a earthen pot and threw it at Lord Nityananda's head, and it hit his forehead, and blood started to come. And word got back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about this. Well, first of all, Madai, he actually wanted to go further and harm him more, Lord Nityananda. But Jagai said, stop. He's a saintly person. He realized it. He said, stop, don't do this. This is not good. So he actually protected Lord Nityananda. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He got word of this, and he came to the scene fast. And he was ready to kill these two brothers. So he pulled out his Sudarshan chakra. So this Sudarshan chakra, I mean, if you're facing this Sudarshan chakra and it's coming to you, there's no way to be saved from this. A traditional weapon of Krishna, traditional weapon of Vishnu. So he was about to release this Sudarshan chakra. And then Lord Nityananda, he actually stopped Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he said that if you kill these two brothers, in essence, you have to kill everyone in Kali Yuga, because everyone is more or less like these brothers. And you have not come to kill them like you would in previous incarnations, but you are the Kṛṣṇa avatar, the incarnation of mercy. So you should deliver them. So first, what happened was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he delivered Jagai, and Nityananda Prabhu explained how Jagai actually saved Nityananda from Madai's further attack. So Jagai was delivered, and at that particular point, he experienced love of God on the highest level, Krishna Prem. He became a pure lover of Krishna in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Madai was there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you could also be delivered, but you have to beg forgiveness from Lord Nityananda. And of course, Lord Nityananda, he forgave him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced both of these brothers, and they both became pure devotees, pure lovers of Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to his associates that he told them that you should not criticize these brothers for their past. Now they are my pure devotees. In this way they were delivered. So we could see the importance of Lord Nityananda from this particular pastime, and that he is so important for this age. Balaram Hoilonatai, Balaram becomes Lord Nityananda. And Srila Prabhupada is said to be in the mood of Lord Nityananda, coming to the West. Sometimes when I'm meditating early in the morning chanting Hare Krishna, I hear yelling outside. I don't know if anybody has that experience in your neighborhoods. Some of you don't. You could, but I know. But at least sometimes I hear, time to time, like this morning, I heard somebody yelling. I won't tell you what they were saying, but kind of profanities, It's not appropriate in front of the deities. It's not, and then I was thinking how devotees would be, how devotees would live in Vrindavan, and they wouldn't hear such things. An old Vrindavan means maybe 40 years ago, 50 years ago, you would hear the peacocks, and you'd hear the cuckoos, and you would hear, maybe if you're close to the Yamuna River, you would hear the Yamuna flowing, and you'd hear bells from the different temples, people chanting, and so on. And then I was thinking how Srila Prabhupada, he was living there in Vrindavan in such a idyllic scene, spiritually surcharged atmosphere. A place that's not just characterized by peace, because peace is actually definitely not the highest emotion, but real transcendental ecstasy in Krishna consciousness. And I was thinking how he was in a very advanced age. Most people would never even think of leaving Vrindavan at that particular age. They retire at that age there to perfect their lives. But then he left. He left Vrindavan, and where did he come? He came to New York City, out of all places, right? And you can imagine Srila Prabhupada coming from such a spiritually surcharged place to New York City. And he was living in a very downtrodden part of the neighborhood, Bowery. It wasn't, practically for most people, I would think for most people in this room, if not everyone, living in such a neighborhood is an absolute nightmare. Based on everybody's standard of living here. Even the most basic standard of living, it would be considered nightmarish. And that you have these people living on the streets, completely intoxicated, out of their minds. And literally, they'd be laying there, and then Srila Prabhupada would come to walk up his stairs, and then they would have to like roll over to move, and then Srila Prabhupada could walk up. And the first person Srila Prabhupada stayed with was this deranged, Srila Prabhupada realized he was a deranged person. Srila Prabhupada was asking him, can you please not put your, because he would leave his, Prabhupada was sharing the apartment with him. So the person apparently would leave the soap on the floor. Prabhupada's elderly man, so it's dangerous. You could fall. And so he was just asking him some basic things like this. Can you please kind of clean up a little bit? And the guy was just so out of his mind, so agitated. He chased Srila Prabhupada out of the apartment, down the stairs, and then he was just out on the street. And then Prabhupada had some contact. Michael Grant became Mukunda. And then they arranged Srila Prabhupada to have his own place. So in this way, we won't go into all the details, but if you just look at those videos that Srila Prabhupada in San Francisco, you look at Hippie Hill, who Srila Prabhupada was preaching to. Very difficult for somebody coming from such a place as Vrindavan. So in this way, he was in the mood of Nityananda, that he was trying to raise people from a very fallen background, and trying to help them become devotees, and he did. So similarly, just as Nityananda was in this special mood of mercy, and Srila Prabhupada was in this special mood of mercy, the idea is we're also supposed to display some of that mood amongst our friends, families, people in general, try to bring them to Krishna. And as Srila Prabhupada quotes here, the last part, in in his purport, he says, when one receives the mercy of Balarama Nityananda, one can attain the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna very easily. So when Srila Prabhupada was in Los Angeles one time, he said that he was mentioning that the whole goal of the Hare Krishna movement, at least at this particular instance, he said, the goal is to do what? The goal is, yes, is to specifically, go back to Godhead, but specifically to enter the dancing party of Radha and Krishna, to approach Radha and Krishna. Radha Giridhari. And he said that in order to do that, one has to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One has to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In order to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one has to approach Lord Nityananda. And in order to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, one has to approach Jagais and Madais. And as Bhajanarayan Swami would say, after our Harinam downtown Friday nights, he would say, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. And he would say, saving all the Jagais and Madais Ki Jai, of which there is no shortage. So now it is August, September, October, November, December. So December, we are all throughout the world, actually. There's a great push to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books as much as possible. People still read. I know it's kind of gone out of fashion, but I got a book, I came, and many other people did. So even if they just read a little bit and come to the temple, people still read. Hasn't completely gone out of fashion. But there's a great emphasis on distributing Srila Prabhupada's books in the month of December. Now, many of us here, for different reasons, maybe social responsibilities, family obligations, maybe we're shy, whatever it may be, we may not go out directly out onto the streets and meet all the Jagais and Madais, or people, unfortunate people. But at least in this temple, we do have a goal to distribute, how many books? 4,000? 6,000? 10,000? Anyways, well, we're going to put a poster in the lobby so you'll have a clear idea. There'll be a big poster with what we're trying to accomplish. So if you can't go out directly for different reasons, fine, then you can sponsor books. You could put some of your hard-earned money towards, or your inherited money, whatever, to the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. And we have Govardhan here. Can you raise your hand? Both hands. And you got Dvija money? Okay. Can you raise your hands too? Okay. These two are our main book distributors. They don't look, too fearsome maybe, but actually they're great warriors. And they're distributing so many books, like thousands and thousands and thousands of books throughout the year. So if we, Chad's also here. Yes. And others. We have Dunvari, she's here. We have many others also. These I'm just saying the main ones. But so if we can't go out directly, then we could sponsor some books, and they will distribute on your behalf, and you'll get all the benefit without. And then in this way we could reach our particular goal. And in this way we could try to, this is a good way we can contribute to helping unfortunate people become fortunate. All right, does anybody have any question, comment? Yes.
When you sponsor books for distribution, you get double benefit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because they usually get some donation for the books, and that donation can go directly to supporting the temple. because the books are already paid for. When we get books from the BBT, then, you know, it's a wonderful program. We can always get books. But here, the one who donates for the books gets the benefit of helping the temple and helping the people who get the books.
Yes.
It's a double benefit.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada's system, he established the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, which is printing and in charge of, Srila Prabhupada, the distribution of his books, printing of his books. And he set up a system where when books are sold, some percentage goes to the temple, some goes to reprinting the books, and some goes to building the TOVP, which is the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, one of the biggest temples that will be built in recent history within India. They've been working on it for the last maybe 10 years, something like that. I mean, it's a huge project there in Mayapur. But it was Srila Prabhupada's desire, actually, to build that temple, to attract people from around the world. So some of that money also goes there. So, all right. Any last? Where's Dayanidhi? Maybe he has announcement.
You're done?
I'm done.
Thank you, Balaram, for talking about Balaram.
Thank you.